The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It's me, John Walker.
Me, John Walker.
Jake, come on in, man. We are talking Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's the finale. It's already over.
It is over. And honestly, it is bittersweet, but I can understand the presence that it really, really had. And this was an emotional one for me.
Absolutely.
Hands down. It brought back now I might get a lot of shit for this, and quite frankly, I could give two shits about it because a lot of people shed a tear when Tony Stark died. I did not. I shed a tear when Cap gave Sam the shield. To me, that was such a powerful moment. And to see him in literally the first 3 to 5 minutes don that shield in his new uniform, I was just bawling like a baby. I gotta tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed all of this episode, and I understand just about every reference that this movie had, and being black and being in America and seeing what things that America's past has done to those from that time period, and to see everything that happened going forward was so great. I'm trying not to spoil it until we get to those points, but it was
Jay, spoil away. No, we're getting take it away, man.
It was just such a powerful moment to see him do that, and everything that he explained by stopping the flag smashers and seeing the what him and Bucky are going through as friends, even closer than they were when they first met. Because when they first met, when the soldier whooped that ass, let's just call it out. But now to see them from being enemies to being brainwashed to being frenemies to being brothers, you know what I mean? Understanding that that's the bond that they have moving forward. I don't know. Where do you guys want to start with this one? Because there's so much to unpack.
Let's go chronological. Let's start with the beginning. So, picks up basically the same way it was. Everything is shut down in this government control room. The flag smashers are starting their new thing where they're going to kidnap everybody and kill everybody. I think the plan is to kill everyone.
I don't think so.
Or hold them hostage. Which one was it, Jay? Holding them hostage?
I think it was just to get them.
It was just
there.
to get them to get out of the room so that they can hold them hostage. That was
okay. Gotcha. So they do that, and Falcon. What? What do you
put on you, dude?
What do you mean? Put it on me?
You?
No, it's fine like this. I gave Jay the floor because he was giving a passionate speech, and he deserved it.
I know.
You give your passionate speech, and you could be full screen, Chaz.
I'm not talking about full screen.
What are you saying?
Nothing.
You're interrupting.
I know what you're saying. I know
what are you saying,
Chaz. He's saying that when you're speaking, have the camera on you while you're speaking. Cut to you.
Oh, do this thing like this?
Yep.
All right, fine. I just don't like doing it to me. I'd rather do it to you.
What's up? You can do it to me when I do it.
Producer.
My neck just popped making that face. That was gross. Okay. So what I have to say,
director and producer.
Falcon shows up in his new outfit. First, let's talk about the new costume. What are our thoughts about the new costume? I only have one big complaint with this. It comes from Wakanda. This is vibranium. It's got to be vibranium, right?
I think so.
I beg to differ. I think
about vibranium.
Not about. You're talking about the suit in general. You're not talking about the wings, correct?
Just what we think about the new suit. The wings are vibranium, I would say. Maybe not the new suit.
The wings are definitely vibranium.
But why wouldn't they make it vibranium? That would be weird, right?
It's true. Now, the suit itself could be a Wakandan suit, but we don't know that. So I can only go off of just the wings itself. The costume itself had a lot of design input from Bucky. I'm going to assume. But
wait, you don't think that's the one that showed up in the box? Like it wasn't a whole package?
I don't,
because it's color coded.
It is color coded, but you got to remember it's Wakanda. Everything there is I don't want to sound racist, but everything there is black. So, I'm not saying that they can't do that. You know what I mean? But I have to go with how I feel on it. And how I feel on it is the wings themselves, the motor and everything for it to sync with the shield, all that tech is from Wakanda. The actual suit itself, I think it's just it could just be regular Kevlar. I mean, it could be a Kevlar tri-weave with everything, like Black Panther's
the timing for that
from Civil War.
Here's
how much time did he have to make to sew and knit the suit or get it made?
Here's the thing. Ready for this? He has like a neck piece and his ears poke out.
Okay, I did. That was the thing I was going to talk about.
That part pissed me off. It got me like, why are his ears poking out? Why does he need like that whole
in the comics? They did the resemblance from the comics. That's why. And in the comics, his ear is actually out. And if you look at my Facebook photo, you'll actually see that his ear is actually out.
But here's the thing: like when you're turning your head, doesn't like when it like pop up like this? Like let's say this is like my ears, right? And this is my suit. Okay. What if I turn my head like this? Like, hey, Patrick.
Exactly. That's what I kept thinking the whole time. I was like, there's got to be some reason for like in flight why it's just that connection thing that I didn't like a ton. However, if there's an actual reason for it, like when we fly at this altitude, we have to make sure we have something like this, and that's what it's influenced by.
If they're going with like
or the comic,
but I feel like if they're going aerodynamic. Maybe put some elf ears on it, so that way it's like an arrow.
Okay,
So
all right, elf ears.
How
about you kick us into where we are at next in this?
Oh well, Bucky and the new Captain America come and kick ass.
Cap shows up.
Yep, they kick ass, dude. Well, they don't really kick ass yet, but basically,
he's got his new dinky shield.
He has his new
dinky
shield,
dinky, and it doesn't work. It's stupid.
What, his shield?
Yeah.
No, I think his shield works. It's
US
John
agent.
Walker's that doesn't work.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, but where did he mention John Walker though?
I thought he was saying Cap.
Yeah, Sam Wilson.
Okay.
Captain America.
Was I accidentally horribly racist?
I think before we even get into that, Chaz, we need to actually address some things.
Please talk.
When
Jesus, Chaz, I told you to pick us where we were. You just threw us into this.
First made his appearance to fight the Flag Smashers as they're being evacuated. Hold on. You know what? I'll be right back.
No worries. He has to go up to the Flag Smashers, and he's meeting with Falcon at that point. So
right.
Falcon is going at the top cover, and he's on the ground.
Right.
And John Walker is in there too.
He's not in there.
He shows up in there.
He doesn't show up in there.
He's
John
the
Walker?
person that saves the bus at the end.
Right, but he doesn't show up in the building. He shows up with Bucky, like on the ground. It's when Bucky's trying to save the people from the bus, right? John Walker
We have
comes.
ruined this episode.
Dude.
John
Walker doesn't make an appearance in that building.
Yeah, let me help you out there.
Go, Jay.
The part where I was referring to before I left was the fact when he came in and the guy was like, "Who are you supposed to be?" And he's like, "I'm Captain America." I thought he was on the moon.
I love that. I was
like, no, bitch, I'm fucking Captain America. You don't see the stars and stripes. I'm a black man wearing stars and stripes.
Oh, when he said I'm Captain America, I was so happy. They really progressed him so well.
They did. And I really felt it in that scene. Then from there, we transitioned to Bucky talking to Carly and Bucky chasing with the motorcycle.
And Bucky runs into what's her face?
Sharon Carter.
Yeah, the blonde chick, yeah.
Who is revealed to be the power broker.
She revealed to be the power broker.
Now, she turned someone into melty goop. Just melts the guy's face.
Sure did.
And doesn't even blink.
Great.
I think she did it smiling.
Would you do that?
No.
I would do that. I would do that if that gas came from my ass.
If someone needed to go, they need to go. Someone is turning into the Blob. They can be Sandman, whatever. They got to go.
Dude, like that's my goal.
They got to go.
It's like if I'm on a road trip, okay, and I have to fart.
Oh, I actually know where we're at now.
If
I'm ignoring you, dude.
No. If I fart and I'm like, here, let me go inside this gas station and get some food, right? And then pretty much like I do that and like I lock the doors so like they're stuck in there, right? And if their face doesn't melt like that from my gas, I'll be sad.
Was that worth it?
That wasn't worth it.
Was
Jay's
worth
just
it for
staring
the
at the
sidetrack?
screen like, what the fuck?
Look at Jay. Look at Jay. He's got nothing to do because you got your farts. But anyway,
I was being nice by letting him finish his theory, thought, and story.
Dude, never let me do that.
But anyway, he meets up with Sam, new Cap.
Yes.
Meets with the.
Can we just call him Cap now?
Is it Carly? That's Carla.
Carly Magenthau.
Okay, so he sees Carly. Carly sees him dressed up. She's like, "Are you serious? Like you actually bought this stuff?" And he's like, "I did. Maybe you should." And then right at that moment is when John Walker shows up.
Yes.
He appears and he's like, "I'm gonna get you for what you did to my friend." And then she was like, "Your friend meant nothing." That's like, geez, way to be a dick about it, Carla. Like he's gonna kill you. You don't want to start like that. He's not gonna
I will
her.
give her a little bit of credit though. She did apologize for killing him because she said she did not mean to kill him.
But then said, "We don't care about people that are insignificant," which is like a happy, sad, like a dig, like
it was definitely a shot.
His little dig.
There was a shot.
He's like, his death meant nothing, and then he does his yell, throws his fake aluminum shield.
She kicks that. By the way, when she blocks that, I was like, whoa, because like it's alluded that she is a super soldier, but like, we never really see
she has the serum,
right? We never really see her in full action. She's always the one planning it out and hiding in the shadows, right? But seeing her, because like watching the shield pretty much knock everybody on their ass, seeing her just deflect it got me like, whoa! I forgot,
I dug that.
I mean, I like the fact that they showed her getting a little bit more dirtier than they did in episode 4. Because if you remember in episode 4, she actually did like kick the shield then too, in one of those fight scenes. So it was good to see the actress that played Carly actually get a little bit more involved. It just literally goes back to when in the very first episode, hey man, that little girl just kicked your ass. Like that's what it felt like watching John Walker fight and seeing him fight post serum, seeing the amount of force that all of the Flag Smashers were putting on that shield. And then when his shield fell and you saw his metal, I think that's where he started to kind of remember the moral and value behind why he has his Congressional Medal of Honor and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I can see where he was going with that, and seeing that shield fall all the way down, crumpled up in the ground as he's trying to pull that van up.
What part are we missing? Because
are we missing?
How does we're missing how the van even gets blasted?
Oh,
like what happens?
Yeah,
that gets us there.
What gets us there?
The helicopter.
Yeah, so he gets knocked out essentially.
Scene?
Like he gets knocked out, and
everything all happened at once. So
because he's got to do something with Bucky after that, right?
No,
or before?
No, are we talking about John Walker? No, so he meets
after he shows
Bucky,
up.
Yeah, and then the van takes off. I don't remember what happens after that. I do know that.
I watch it so early in the morning.
I did too.
Like I eat it so fast. I digest it so quick.
Here's the thing, though. I know that Sam has to stop the helicopter that has some of the senators being held hostage. Right. This is one of my complaints, by the way, in this episode. Can I talk about it?
Oh wait, somebody gasses the people, the Parliament people. They throw a bomb underneath, and it kind of starts to smoke them out.
To get out of there, yeah. And then, it's all set up to get Sam and Bucky together to kill. Because Carla is working with some dude who has a vengeance against Sam. I don't know what that vengeance is to you. I want to know his issue. Damn it. But basically, he's fighting him, but then the helicopter's about to take off. And so Sam has to go chase the helicopter. Whereas Bucky and John Walker are trying to stop this police vehicle
and Agent Carter,
right? Yeah, yep. And they're working with Carter. Yeah. Anyways, can I talk about that chase sequence with the helicopter?
Yeah. Well, Jay, do you have anything to say?
Yes, I want to give it up for the new Red Wing and that
Ooh,
was so
that helicopter chase scene was dope. When it split in two, there's
right,
Red and Wing.
right.
Red Wing and Ed Wing. No?
Oh,
Fine.
we'll let you have that one.
Womp, womp,
Um,
womp.
no, I think the communication that he has with his tech and how he was able to find someone who can fly the helicopter and then
And
tell her
talk to
about
them
the
while they were
area
in
and
the,
then
in
talk
the
to them
helicopter. Be
while
like,
they
hey,
were
here, you can fly.
yeah, like I think that was done very well on a communication level. And I don't think that, I saw someone say that they took way too much time for this, as far as trying to get it right. My whole thing is no, they didn't. They had to do it
Yes, they did.
they had to do it considering everything that we went through last year. And
But-
this just brings back our conversation from earlier because I did tell you, Chaz.
Hold on. Before we get there, hold on.
Go. No.
No. Hold
Don't
on.
let him interrupt
I
you,
gotta talk
Jay.
about this helicopter thing because like you're talking how like he's communicating with this girl inside while he's getting shot at. I'm like, who the fuck would be shooting bullets from a helicopter through a window when any of those could ricochet? And the guy has the worst aim. Why would you be firing a gun inside of a helicopter?
Do you know when you're afraid, you lose 10% of your intelligence?
I wouldn't be
I think
afraid,
there's
dude.
something to that.
Anyways, that's my complaint. Jay, you can continue.
Well, I mean, I did say that I would address some of the things that were discussed in our chat this morning.
Oh, you mean when
And-
you guys attacked me out of nowhere?
I did not
Because
attack
your
you.
dumb take.
That was all Nate and Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw y'all under the bus because personally, I wanted to wait till we got on the show to actually, express my thoughts on it. And actually, I'm 50-50. I agree with Chaz and I agree with Patrick and Nate. Because there were a lot of things that made a lot of sense. Them taking too long, I think it was the right move as far as development goes for that scene. But Chaz does have a point. I would have rather seen a movie first
That was my main criticism, yeah.
and then a show. But then again, I mean, what was it, Chaz? Did you send us an article earlier saying that it was picked up by?
That's news. Yeah.
Oh, like
Well, that it's potential. It's being
it's
looked into
potential?
for the showrunner to be able to do a
Right.
Captain America and Winter Soldier movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Based with Sam Wilson as Captain America.
So I just want to ask, why did they not do that this time around? Why did they have to do it as a TV show? Because it undermines the greatness of having the first Black Captain America. I feel like that
Well,
deserves
why
its
don't
big
we
screen.
save that for final thoughts, Chaz?
No, dude.
Mm.
Ah!
Final
No,
thoughts.
so here's what was happening. So Bucky was being outnumbered by Carly, and then that's when John Walker showed up in the old getup, and he used the stuff like "You killed Lamar," and she's like, "I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but to be fair, he meant nothing." And then he's like, "Wrong!" Just sprints at her, and that is where he gives him enough time to come back, swoop to safety, save the day. Like Sam's helicopter chase begins from there,
Right.
and yeah.
And after Sam takes care of everything, after Captain America takes care of saving the hostages in the air, the helicopter, you see John Walker trying to pull the van back up. And then the rest of the flag smashers come and snatches him up. And then, it starts to fall again and then it stops out of nowhere. Didn't even see this coming. And then that close-up shot on Bucky and the smile on his face is like solidification, like that is why he chose you. You know what I mean? Like when you see Cap pushing that up with his wings and plus using Red Wing on top of that to help with the thrust to help push that up and seeing all that stuff, it gets you. Like right now, my skin is crawling remembering all
But-
this stuff. Like it's just so good.
Well, I like the scene before that, even where John Walker is faced with having to save the van or go after Carly for vengeance, and the way that it shows him having like this little dilemma, right? it's very similar to how we saw him react with the serum, like to take it or not to take it, right? Like,
okay,
what's the most patriotic thing to do? And he actually tries to save the van, which I thought was really cool for his character arc because so many people gave him so much shit this season. I'm like, that's kind of redeeming. Like, I feel like that's a very redeeming
That is a very
thing for his arc.
well, yeah, choosing not to do something that is saving multiple people rather than a selfish choice is, in a sense, Captain America. And I was saying from the beginning, he was going to get some type of redemption, that he was not going to be all bad through this. However, there's a Easter towards the end because they bring back the character, because it wasn't just a one-off and that there's more to it, because they're bringing in Nazi Avengers. I'm pretty sure that's what's coming. We're getting Nazi Avengers. Anyway, Carter chases after, finds Carly. From there, it's revealed that she's the power broker. She says something. She's like, when you come to Madripoor, you reminded me of a young me, to Carly, and I gave you the opportunity. You betrayed me. All that stuff reveals she's a power broker. Then from there, she tries to get Carly to come back. Carly refuses. And at that point, there's a fight that breaks out. Carter gets knocked down. And then just before she's about to gun down Sam and kill Sam, because Sam shows up right there, she's about to shoot him. Then Carter kills Carly.
Wait a second. Before all that, we need to stop and recognize that former UFC fighter GSP was in this, and he reprised his role from Winter Soldier.
Oh, that guy?
Is that the guy who had the redemption?
The most
guy,
dumb.
Yes.
Dude, he's Kano. He's the Kano of this series.
He's not.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
He doesn't say enough to be Kano. Kano gets a front leading man role, and he doesn't deserve it.
Dude, he's thinking, you fucking cunt. He's thinking that.
Like, don't get me wrong. Please don't misconstrue my words. He's got a lot of work to do as far as his acting goes. But as far as his action and ability, I think he's spot on with it. I mean, you saw what he was doing when he was fighting with Captain America in the building. And
he's the one henchman that doesn't just die. He's like in Austin Powers, Will Ferrell's character that falls off a bridge, gets set on fire. He's like, I'm not dead.
Right.
Yeah. What is his face? What is his face?
Just try not to break the eye contact.
What's wrong with you?
Just try not to break the eye contact.
All right.
Help me focus.
All right. So from here, Sam flies back to the police holding Carly in his arms, and it is a beautiful shot of him holding her.
It is a very beautiful shot. And I think at that moment, you definitely see why he was chosen. Even more now, with the whole world watching, explaining to the senators and the world leaders who are part of the GRC, and it's being filmed. It's right there live, and he makes the greatest speech. He's like, "How in God's world do you think I don't know? I'm a black man wearing stars and stripes. You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
And I've been there, and I know." He said, "With one phone call, you can feed 1 million people. You know what I mean? With one meeting, you guys can save the world. You know what I mean?" Like,
I called this scene the Rocky IV.
You did call that
the Rocky IV scene. And I look, that is not meaning to be a diss at all.
Dude, you're being a dick about it.
No, I think it's a great thing because yes, it kind of breaks a little bit of the fourth wall,
you're
tiny bit.
Kind of a dick about it.
But the way that he presents all of the challenges and changes of what's happening today, especially with African Americans, it's first of all spot on. It is necessary for anybody to be able to move forward with this, and for him to be like, people are not going to like me as Captain America, and that's okay. And seeing Isaiah Bradley watching it on the TV and actually feeling like,
yes,
hey,
he felt it.
He finally saw something.
He sees something.
But
what is your problem?
No, it's great. It's great. I just want to know one thing.
Okay.
Would that have been more impactful if it was on the big screen?
No.
Dude, you can't tell me that.
Because
why?
You want to take away
that
4 hours worth of character development to sacrifice it for a larger screen.
How much filler stuff was in those episodes?
Why don't you buy yourself an 85-inch TV, lock yourself in a tiny room, like I do and watch the show.
Dude,
Mine's a 55 inches.
Mine's a 55 inch too.
I was getting ready to ask because I got
It's not that big.
I got a 55.
You all see it every day.
It's pretty big. No, but my thing is, I feel
It
like
wouldn't
it
be,
touches
'cause
on
you're
these
taking away-
issues.
You would not have the character development that you have.
Could
Why
you
do you-
imagine having that be the ending of a movie though? Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, Chaz,
What is the
make a
difference?
point.
What is your obsession with the film format?
I just feel like he needs the big screen. The TV show doesn't do him as much justice as a big screen would. And now they're like, well, maybe we'll consider it still. Fuck that, dude. He's the first Black Captain America. Tell me why he cannot be, why that cannot be a movie. Why did that have to be a TV show?
So you can't feel emotion if it's on an
No,
iPhone.
you can't.
You can't
Here's the
watch
thing.
any
I love the
YouTube
show.
film or have any
I told you this, dude. I love the
You
show.
know, fuck you, man. I'm done with this shit. Shut up.
No, dude.
Shut
No.
up.
No. Jay, chime in.
What Chaz is trying to say is a story arc like this with an ending like that should be on the big screen.
I get what
I
he is
see his
saying.
point.
I'm get
And
what
I
he.
see what your point is as well. Why does it need to be on the
But let me
big screen first? What is?
let me ask you this, Chaz. Why do you feel that if it has to be on, if there's a beautiful moment in anything, that you can say, oh, I would love for it to be on the big screen, but to say it doesn't work unless it's on the big
No,
screen,
I'm not
or
saying
that
it doesn't
it's
work.
not as impactful.
It's not as impactful. That's my point.
I disagree.
I know
because
that's fine.
they spent 6 hours to build up that moment.
But how much
when
of that 6
in a
hours
film,
is filled?
It could be like, do you like the moments where Zack Snyder just visually shows you shit and doesn't explain anything? Do you like that?
I
Because
do.
it seems like that's what you want with this show.
No.
Yeah. Right, Jay?
How?
I just got him.
Well,
I just
no.
got him.
How is that? No.
I would love to just have
Because-
these visual shots shown on the largest format
No.
possible.
No.
And it's okay if we
Dude,
don't need to have
Dude,
character
from the very
stories
first
about Isaiah
episode,
Bradley.
no. From the very first episode, this is what they're going to go for. We already fucking knew that. It was working its way toward that, right? I feel like they could have done so much more with the first half of this season in a movie and condense it, because you guys
How?
are saying 6 hours.
Tell me what they could have done.
Dude, there's only 40 minutes of like him and his sister, right? What happened to his sister? Anything?
There's 2 full episodes to it.
Right. What happens after that, though? Do
That's
we know?
like 2
no,
hours,
we don't.
so it's not 40 minutes.
But it's not 2
And
minutes. It's
2
not 2 hours
hours isn't
exclusive to
exact-
his sister, though, dude.
2 hours
it's like 10
is the
minutes with his
runtime
sister.
your movie would have.
No, it's
so
only
you'd only get that.
It's only 10 minutes with his sister, though. If you took all the footage of all the filler stuff, you could get inside to 40 minutes. Guess what? That's 40 minutes
Jay,
of like a 2.5 hour movie.
Jay, I don't like when he lies to my face. This is different.
This
Like,
isn't
now I
different.
see him, and I'm like,
Do you wanna
I'm-
strangle
I'm-
me?
I'm bubbling. Like, Jay,
Well,
I think
there's
Jay,
so much more.
Dude,
with
I think
that.
Jay actually got an email from her fan, by the way. Another
No, he
one.
didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Shut the fuck. We're not doing this again. Jay,
no,
anyway.
First off, we're not going into that because we haven't even finished with this story yet, let alone finish your question, Chaz, at the end that I said we should leave toward the end. But
Your
and
question.
no, and
He
to
just revealed it
confirm,
was you.
I did not get an email from a new subscriber or anything like that.
Exactly.
Yes. But
Fucking
that's not
asshole.
to say that you won't in the future. Where did we
In any
leave
case.
off? Because
So,
I
Jay,
think we-
what
we-
Chaz
Well,
was just saying,
Jay, what are you saying?
I said, where did we leave off? Because I think we
Oh,
left
I'm
off.
telling you. So
when
Chaz was
he
just saying
talking
that
about
there
Gears.
wasn't enough character development between Sam and his sister.
I know.
That they
That's
didn't
not
do
what
that
I'm
enough,
saying,
and that
dude.
they
You're
could have done
nitpicking.
more in a movie with only 2 hours.
No, your argument is that like it's 6 hours essentially of character development. But I'm like, okay, but all that filler stuff that you're talking about with his sister,
Fillers-
all the character development stuff could be condensed in 40 minutes with his backstory.
So
Because
you
the whole
just-
movie, dude, could have been him and Bucky. That's fine.
So you just you interchanged filler with character development, and I fundamentally disagree with that.
Fundamentally disagree.
Filler
Fundamentally
episodes
disagree, dude.
are character development that is necessary, and it was necessary for both of these characters that we've already known for a long time, but not in the way that this format.
Did Bucky even
showcased
get
them.
closure with that guy that the son he killed?
You would sacrifice.
Did
half of
Bucky
the
even get
runtime.
closure on that? Because they set that up and there's no payoff.
You would
Yes,
sacrifice
he did-
half
he
the
did get
runtime of the
closure for
movie
that.
with Bucky's storyline. You sacrifice half of it with Bucky's storyline,
Okay.
or you just don't have it. Are you okay with that?
Bucky did get closure.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that in a movie. You wouldn't get it as good.
I call so much bullshit on you. Would get that if you could fucking tell a story of all these fucking Avengers fighting Thanos
Joss Whedon.
in
I want
2.5
Justice
hours,
League.
3 hours. Why can you not tell a 3-hour movie with the first Black Captain America?
Well, you can go torrent all of this. Why don't you
Okay.
go make your 2-hour movie and we'll see if it's better than
At this
this.
point, we're just nitpicking, but
We're not
let me-
nitpicking. I'm
let me
having a
just-
factual fact.
Let me just
Eh.
think, if we were going to have a movie that was just about a Black Captain America, then at that point we need to have one about Isaiah Bradley.
Exactly.
But see,
The way
I
that
feel
they're
like
going
his
with this,
then move
a
on.
series was the right way, especially during
Right.
COVID. How many people are going to go to the theater this year for it? Tell me.
none. But here's
Not
the thing:
enough.
this was supposed to happen after Black Widow, which is a fact, right?
And they're holding that because it's a
right.
movie.
So they would have held off on that too. We wouldn't
but
be
they
talking
filmed
about
this
it.
as a series, not as a movie.
I know that, but why? My question is, what was their thought going into it? Why did he not deserve the big screen right from the get-go?
Because they
Let me
didn't
ask you
look at
that.
it as he
Before we
doesn't
go on, I
deserve
just
this.
wanna- I
Really?
just wanna
Because that's what the
state-
TV show is.
Let Jay speak.
I just want to state that Alan has a 70-inch TV and he still wound up watching it on his phone.
Oh, Christopher Nolan's having an
And did you
aneurysm.
feel something when you watched it, Alan? Exactly. Fucking idiot.
I see.
Chaz is just
I see
arguing.
your
Here's what
argument,
bugs me about
Chaz,
Chaz's
but
arguments.
also
He doesn't.
you have
He
to-
doesn't listen to your argument. He just yells about his shit and doesn't even try to like. I see your point. I understand where you're coming from.
Patrick, I see your point. I understand where you're coming from, but you're wrong.
Make your movie.
I
Okay,
fucking will, dude.
so,
Make your movie, Topher Grace.
Okay.
Do it.
At that point, Carly is dead,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
and from there
Mhm.
we move on to the GRC meeting and stuff like that, and then
Well, he has this big speech, and
He has a big
everybody in the world sees it. Even Bucky was like, "Good job, Cap." Yeah, I love that.
that was such a great scene as they're walking away, and then excuse me, Captain America, we have one of the flag smashers that's still in the river. You think you can help us with that? Of course I can. And then he just flies off real quick, which I still think is such a cool scene to see him do in that suit, and the way the wings come out compared to his old one, I think is pretty dope.
Or when he
I
was
like
fighting
this-
Carly.
I like this design more on the wings anyway. I like the wings more on the vibranium one than the one that the government decided to come up with. When
He doesn't have to calibrate him as much.
That is
He was
true,
always
too.
complaining about the wings not being able to calibrate and work well. I also like when he was fighting Carly and she knocks him down and she tells him to stay down and he looks up and goes, "No."
And
And
he
I'm like,
also said, but he also did say, "I'm not gonna fight you either."
hmm
But he does.
He goes to reason first.
Mhm.
And that's the thing that makes Sam and Cap so special with this is that he goes to reason way quicker than Cap, than the original Cap. Steve
Well,
Rogers
he's
did not go to
also
reason as
using
quick. He was like,
he's
punch.
using his background in, when they met in Winter Soldier, helping vets and stuff like that get over trauma and stuff like that. He's using his natural ability to use reason and logic instead of action. There's only certain people who can do that, and I think that's one of the things that Cap really saw. Oh, wait, hold on.
What's the hold on?
Here we hit me and the feels even.
Boom.
Dude.
Boom. But I bet it
Alan.
would have been better if you
So-
cut half the character development
Ask me, okay.
or 2/6. 2/6.
It's not cutting anything. It's not cutting anything. It's taking all the character development stuff and condensing it into 40 minutes.
Yeah, and
They-
that's
they-
not how
those
editing
character development.
works.
Those character
That's
development.
not how editing works.
Dude, I know that, but what I'm saying is in concept you can do that. But what I'm also saying is that your argument is that the character development was over the whole hour. It was not. The whole background stuff was not. Fucking half the episodes, at least like maybe 75% of the episodes, consisted of action.
No,
Yes,
I disagree.
I know you do because we're having this
There's-
conversation right now.
And this character progression through
I
action.
can't say 50-50. I can say maybe.
So you don't think the action
70
scene where John Walker decapitates somebody.
That's a huge
isn't
moment.
A story leading moment.
That's a huge moment.
Story leading and
yes.
character
I think
development.
Yes.
And it's an action shot.
Yes.
An
Out
action
this
scene.
season?
Yes.
I rest my case.
That you don't rest your case though, because that was
I rest my
literally
case.
Out of
2
this
minutes of a
season-
scene.
Out of this season, that was definitely the climax of the season.
Exactly.
And it was an action scene.
right.
And it
So
was an
I was
action.
right.
But
Agreed.
I don't know what your argument is.
Anyway, so as they're starting to scratch up the last amount of the Flag Smashers, they are getting him in this group. They lock him into the thing. As they're driving away, it just explodes. Cuts to in the
Zemo.
raft. Baron Zemo is just washing his hands,
Yep.
getting ready for bed like a cute little guy. And
Has a smile on his
jail.
face.
oh, it was so great. I loved seeing that. I think Zemo's returning in full
Right.
force.
I think also seeing the Butler, pretty much pulling Alfred. That Butler is technically Alfred Pennyworth, but of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for Zemo. But that was a pretty crazy seeing how that happened.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, Zemo still got the last word. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, there will be no more super soldiers except for the ones that are here that I allow until I decide to get out of here and take them down myself.
Pretty much.
Nah,
Yep,
what
he's
about
like,
that?
I'll let you be Captain America. Which is, it's like, no, but maybe.
He's
You're
like,
kind of
"For now."
crazy.
For now, pretty much, you can be Captain America for now.
Well, then it cuts to Bucky going and kind of fixing his ledger. It intersplices between him talking with who was the person that he was reaching out to before. Let's see. I looked right at the light and then back at this, and I lost it. Yori Nakajima. And so he goes with his book,
Yeah.
explains what actually happened, cross it off, sees him later, finally moving on from the tragedy at a bar, and he gives that book to his therapist. Sees all the names crossed off, and then he's moved forward.
Yes.
Perfect conclusion to his story arc.
Could have been a
Yeah.
movie. Whoa.
And then it cuts to Sharon Carter in front of the same review board that was there for John Walker.
Mhm.
As she is reinstated as a U.S. citizen, or whatever the case may be. She's no longer an enemy of the state or branded a terrorist or anything like that. She's got her old job back. She's still the power broker because she actually literally made a call. Who she made a call to is still unknown, but she
I have a
said,
hint.
"Set up clients. We have
Armor
I won't have
Wars.
super soldiers on deck for order, but I'll have blueprints, government secrets, prototypes, weapons,
Armor
like-
Wars.
what?
I think she's going to
Bro.
show up for Armor Wars.
What the fuck is Armor Wars?
It's
Armor
the
Wars takes place
one with Don Cheadle with War Machine.
Yes. That
Oh.
is actually.
I think it will.
and
I think that's a good guess. If she's going to show up anywhere else, it'll be in that.
it'll be in Armor Wars.
Mhm.
But
But we jumped a little bit too far ahead because after he does that, Sam goes and pays a final visit to Isaiah Bradley and his
that's
grandson.
the final
Eli.
scene.
No,
That's the final scene.
That's the last thing you see before the credits.
Are
go
you
down.
sure? Because
Positive.
that's her. She's
Right.
later on.
But I feel
No,
like
it's later on.
Sam's
Well,
last
did-
scene was with
It was with Isaiah Bradley.
it was interspliced with
and
the
Sam,
U.S. agent
yeah.
became first.
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent
This
came
is
first.
the thing I'm looking at is chronologically telling what happened.
Why don't you just go to Wikipedia? Wikipedia does a better job than
Wikipedia
these
is edited by
websites.
anybody. But let me just say this then. I'll get to it.
All
So he
right.
meets with Isaiah Bradley. Isaiah Bradley's like, so you're going to be the next Captain America. He's like, yeah. And he's like, well, you're not going to be a Luther Mandela or
Nelson
Luther Mandela.
Mandela, Martin, or
he's got
Malcolm.
jokes.
Yeah,
I love that.
it was great to see Isaiah Bradley kind of loosen up after Sam's initial speech, and then taking Isaiah Bradley to the Captain America Smithsonian section
Mhm.
where they have a bronze statue of him and his unit and accolades on their own wall in the Captain America Memorial section.
Explaining everything that happened to him and the sacrifice that he made too.
To see that was it was, to me, was very that really hit me, because it's like you're presenting somebody with the opportunity for their story to be told, and them knowing that what I did mattered, and I'm being recognized for that, to see Isaiah Bradley's emotion and his feel of everything in that was such, it was so powerful for me to see that. It really did bring tears to my eyes, because it means so much to Black people to see something like that. You know, it really did feel very strong.
Hmm.
And
So
and I
powerful.
was watching this at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning when it ended, and I was sitting there crying like I am right now, like a little bitch on TV. Now I'm doing it. I don't care, because that's how I felt when I watched that.
Hmm.
And it makes me damn happy that I have something like this on my wall to to give me a reminder that not everyone in America is all bad. Not everything that's going on in the world is so bad. And I mean, yeah, there are things that we can do to improve. And people are gonna hate me for it. And I'm okay with that. I'm a Black man wearing stars and stripes. And it's awesome.
Hmm. And knowing just what African Americans, they built the country. They built all of this essentially. It's so much more meaningful to get that recognition. Even if this is like, and the silly thing is, this is a comic book.
Yeah.
Like when it breaks down, but these are real characters and it's real things that you can aspire to and look up to. And I really do think of I think of Jay. I think of every kid growing up that first was introduced to like Black Panther, for instance, and Chadwick Boseman. Now get to see see a new one, but with a flag on their back that is part of them as well. It's I don't know what else to say, Jay. I think you said it all.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to get emotional, but that's
No.
how I feel about these characters, the people that portray these characters. Um, it reminds me of, the great Cicely Tyson, who just recently passed away, and saying, don't, for us Black folks, not to take a role if it's demeaning toward Black folks, or if it will not empower Black folks to do better, or even impact someone who is not Black. But to it gives you the opportunity to do better by your race, and inspire others to be better. And uh Anthony Mackie did a magnificent job in this role, especially this specific one for this series. I mean, throughout his entire career, he's done very well in majority of the things that he's done. There hasn't been an Anthony Mackie film that I've really not been into. I've been into every single one of them, except
He's
for
been
one.
around forever.
Right, and except for one, and it hasn't been released yet, but that's due to other things that I will get into off camera. But Sebastian Stan, same thing. I think that he's just a great. The dynamic between them is just great. We do need to finish with John Walker becoming,
Yes, that is our last bit with this. So John Walker, first it cuts to, I'm just going to call her Selena Meyer because that's who she is to me. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is at a courthouse talking with John Walker's wife as they're waiting for something. And finally, she's like, I'm just excited that he's back and he's doing this thing. Come on out. And he's in this new suit. It's basically the same suit, except it's black, which he makes a really weird point. He's like, it's the same, but black. Like he was really excited about it.
He's such a his character is so dorky.
Such a dork. But she's like, we need a U.S. agent, and that's our cue in to what he's going to be doing later on. I'm excited
Right. She
that they
said,
kept him
we
alive.
won't need a Captain America. We'll need a U.S. agent.
Mhm.
And then he's like, okay, cool. He walks out the room and
Well, he's like, I'm back.
I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. But and to his credit too, because I didn't think that we'd ever see a mixed race couple, especially that of John Walker's character being involved with someone that was Black. So I think there are definitely messages in this show. that really hit home for a lot of the right reasons of everything that's going on right now in today's society, in today's America. And to all those who are Black, to all those who are Asian and Mexican or whatever race that's going through whatever struggle you guys are going through, just know that, you know, us guys here at Gaggle of Geeks, we all stand with you. You know, we don't, I'm a Black guy with 3 white guys as my co-host. What are the odds? I have no problem with it. I'm just as much as a geek as them. So don't think that you're alone, you know, because you're definitely not, you know. And I enjoy what I do. I enjoyed these 3 individuals as my friend. That'd be Nate, Patrick, Chaz. You know, oh, and Scott. Totally forgot about Scott. Shout out to Scott. You know, we all are good with our specific craft and what we do. And everybody here at Gaggle of Geeks, I'm sure I speak for everybody, is we support pretty much everybody as long as there is peace in the world amongst all of us.
That's true. We support every single person that, yeah, except for redheads.
Gingers.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
I no. I'm like Cartman from South Park.
So that concludes. Chaz, do you have anything else to say about it? It ends with them walking off into the sunset.
I liked it. No, I like the show more.
Ends with Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I know. I like the show more than I liked WandaVision.
Oh, hands down.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wait. We're forgetting one thing.
Uh-oh.
The cookout.
He got invited to the cookout. Mm-hmm.
Do you think Bucky and Sam's gonna be Sam's sister is gonna be a thing?
Well, you know, he was a playboy back in the day, and he can actually say that because he's like a 100-year-old man. So
I don't know.
You know,
who knows what he's gonna do? His character can kind of do whatever now.
Quickly, Nate did say something. He said Sebastian stand on that motorcycle in this episode. That was a pretty fire scene, though.
I see.
He did a Steve Rogers move with the motorcycle too.
He did.
I loved it.
I thought that was pretty good. I'm gonna give it back to you, Patrick.
Well, I guess I'll give here. Do you want to give final thoughts?
I liked it. Despite my movie, No.
Jay's been giving the best.
I know he has. No, I just think everything that Jay said, I think would have more of just of an impact. I mean, obviously it's had a huge impact, right? Which is great. And I think it could have been a lot more if it had been cinematically done. But that's not to say that what it is not
now. I can't even mute you
hold
now.
on, no. What I'm saying is it's what we have though is great. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Are you going to say this about Loki too?
I don't give a fuck.
That's
dude.
Are you going
to say it about Loki?
You're asking me like what my feelings are on superhero stuff, but we haven't yet seen it, and I'm like super critical on them in the first place. So like, do you want my honest opinion on Loki before we even see the first episode?
No, save it. No.
All right, let me get my.
I gotta say, dude, I don't care.
I want to see how he's going to react to Loki. I want to see why Chaz come out on that one, because
Patrick's probably just like, what the fuck?
I might be.
I just don't know why this is your argument. Every time you're like, you give me these arguments, and it makes me want to treat you like Toby from The Office.
Toby, you know what I mean? Dude,
you give Toby arguments.
What?
Toby arguments.
I maybe give Dwight arguments. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Dude, why do you choose to be the things? Why?
They said the Dwight too. You know that, right? In The Office that I would relate to, and that would be Stanley and the other guy in the back. It has to be the only black characters in the show.
You're Michael Scott, dude.
No, I identify with Meredith 100%.
Meredith?
Yeah.
Dude, no, it's like Michael Scott mixed with Creed. That's Patrick.
In
Beatty.
reality, I'm probably more Kevin.
That's fair.
I'm a Kevin more than anything, or maybe Ryan. That's douchey, but I don't know. When I'm at my worst, I guess I probably be like Ryan.
Do you want to go with Ryan?
Damn.
I'd be like
I was just being real.
I'm like the janitor.
Everybody has a worst, and that's probably where my barometer is.
I'm probably like Pam's ex-husband, dude, fiance, dude.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, let me finish Falcon and Winter Soldier because the people
what are your final thoughts,
just wanted to watch this. Have heard way too many stuff. I think this was terrific. I think 6 episodes was the perfect amount. We've got 6 hours worth of fantastic characters built. We get more with Bucky. We get more with Sam. We get to learn more about their lives. We get to have John Walker show up. Like, they made a perfect villain for everyone to enjoy hating, to love to hate. Like, when that happens, you have to celebrate it every time. It's like he's King Joffrey of the Marvel universe, where anytime he shows up, it's like,
I don't
why do I
feel
have
that
to
way.
deal
Though.
with him?
I don't feel that way.
But and I think that they hit every point clearly. They didn't stumble when they were trying to make a clear point or backtrack anything. They were very upfront with stuff, and I appreciate that. Isaiah Bradley, I had no idea about, and learning about him was incredible. I want to see a solo series with him. I think that'd be awesome.
Just for everyone's reference, if you want to know more about Isaiah Bradley and his story, they do have a comic book dedicated to him called Red, White, and Black, which does.
I think it's
explain
First
his
Light
story.
too.
Yes, it is. And it is
Captain America First
available
Light.
on wherever you get your comic books. If you can find it, it is available on digital media and so forth. So
Pirate Bay, here I come.
If you want to know more about it, that's where you can find out. Red, White, and Black, a comic book by hell, I forgot who it was by, but because I'm still caught up in the emotional nostalgia. I'm sorry, but
no worries. Well, just to wrap up, I think this was great. Definitely, if you're not watching this, go watch all of them. They're all available now.